Jefferson. Minnesota's back in front.
Now, back to You Better You Bet with Nick Kostos and the crew. Presented by BetMGM on Westwood One Sports.
Fox Sports courtesy of that highlight. December 22nd, 2024. Vikings 27, Seahawks 24. We were all watching that highlight during the break. Great job by Kenny coming back from break with it. Bill Zimmerman finding it on social media. That throw is preposterous from Darnold. And I know it wasn't that long ago, but in case hashtag people forget, Darnold steps up in the pocket as it collapses around him and just like flicks his wrist down the field to Jefferson, going from left to right on your television screen, down the far sideline. The ball just over the reach of a couple outstretched defenders into the hands of Jefferson, into the end zone. The Vikings would go on to win the game. Like I said in the opening segment, like Darnold gets the hero's reception in the locker room after that game. They loved him. They loved him. And when Seattle signed Sam Darnold, I said on this show, I am sure that the end of that game and Mike McDonald watching Darnold slice and dice his defense down the stretch played a role in Seattle being interested in Sam Darnold. And if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, I think you have to be absolutely sick. Now, you can say the same thing about the Jets. I mean, to be fair to the Jets, and you can certainly argue that the Jets played a role in Darnold not working out. Well, like, to be fair, like, Darnold didn't win any games there. For whatever the reason is, like, that happened. And when the Jets parted ways with Darnold, whether or not Robert Saleh wanted to or not, it doesn't matter. It happened. Darnold wasn't good enough as the Jets quarterback. They got it wrong with Zach Wilson, but what if they had gotten it right? Who the hell knows, right, leading up to the draft? I don't want to kill the Jets too much for this. Like, Darnold also didn't play well. Did he have good coaches? No. Is it a good situation? No. Is it a stable organization? No. Also, he didn't play great. It is what it is. Carolina with Matt Rule. No one thought Sam Darnold was setting the world on fire as Panthers quarterback. I don't necessarily blame them. And look, we can have jokes at their expense with Baker Mayfield and Darnold in the same quarterback room. Like, I lived through this period of time. We all did, right? I don't remember any of the think pieces or anyone coming on and saying, you know what the Panthers need to do? Sign Darnold or Baker to a huge deal. And I'm not trying to defend Carolina. I'm just saying, like, let's tell the truth. The team that royally screwed this up, it's not even the San Francisco 49ers who had Purdy. It's the team that screwed this up is Minnesota, is the Minnesota Vikings. And if you're a Vikings fan, you need to be ill. And not in the way like Nas would say it. Like physically ill. As Vince McMahon would say, it should make you want to vomit. I have a question for everybody. So the Minnesota Vikings this year, I said this after week 18. After they, in an extraordinarily game that I will probably forget in the weeks to come because it was eminently forgettable, beat the Green Bay Packers in the final game of the season. The Packers sat everybody, right? Heading into they were the 7 seed, couldn't improve, couldn't fall out. That was what it was. The Minnesota Vikings went 9-8 this year. 9-8. And huge thing for a minute. It doesn't look like Brian Flores is getting a head coaching job, and you all know how I feel about that. And once it's done, I'll probably do something about it on the show. I think it's a disgrace that Brian Flores can't get another head coaching job. I don't care like what happened behind the scenes in the past. He's good enough to be a head coach. He should be a head coach. And what a boon that is for Minnesota to have Flores back likely next year as the defensive coordinator. The Vikings went 9-8 this year with J.J. McCarthy, who I will never be able to prove it. They'll never say it. Got benched, so like fake benched, at least once by Kevin O'Connell, where Kevin O'Connell lied. Like the ankle sprain where he missed 6 weeks. I will keep saying it. There has never been a quarterback in the history of you can look at Jimmy Garoppolo in 2020. He had multiple ankle sprains. Like, this was an ankle sprain. No quarterback in the world has ever missed 6 games with an ankle sprain until J.J. McCarthy. That was a benching. He's injured. Okay, sure. Right. Okay. J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer. 9-8. Here's my question for everybody. If Sam Darnold had been the quarterback of the 2025 Minnesota Vikings, what's their record? Do the Bears win the division? Is there a chance that the Minnesota Vikings, not the Seattle Seahawks, are the NFC representative in Super Bowl 60? They went 14-3 last year with Darnold. Is it really that crazy to think, even if they don't win as many regular season games, that they could have been a Super Bowl team with Sam Darnold? Now, hindsight's 2020, right? The Vikings made the move for J.J. McCarthy. They put all their eggs in the McCarthy basket. And they didn't even want Darnold to be the quarterback last year. McCarthy got hurt. So part of me, and I think part of you, as if you're going to be like a reasonable sports fan, can understand the rationale wanting to go all in on J.J. McCarthy. Like, I get it to a degree. But I think where the miscalculation was made with Minnesota, and also, by the way, Daniel Jones walked to the Indianapolis Colts. The miscalculation was, we don't have like an actual real deal veteran quarterback to pair with McCarthy. They won't make that mistake again this offseason. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers. They're bringing someone in to compete with McCarthy. It ain't going to be the J.J. McCarthy show next year unless he proves it. That ain't going to be how it goes. You bet on this Tuesday. Nick Kostos here with you on Westwood One Sports. And if it's not J.J. McCarthy, and if it's Sam Darnold, what happens? Because the Vikings have a roster that's ready to win now. And that's why they're not rolling into next year with McCarthy as the unquestioned starter. He's going to have to win that job. And that ain't me saying it. Kevin O'Connell said that. The Vikings royally screwed this up. What a blunder. What a terrible job, honestly, in retrospect, by Kevin O'Connell, Dafa Menso, and the Minnesota, Ziggy Wilf and the Minnesota Vikings to let Sam Darnold walk. And it's possible that over the course of the next 2 weeks, even 3 weeks, imagine Seattle wins the Super Bowl and Darnold plays well. And Darnold continues to play well in Seattle. And J.J. McCarthy never amounts to anything. And I'm not saying that's the case. Not saying that at all. McCarthy can obviously turn it around. But if this is what it's going to be, the Vikings are going to waste this window that they have with this roster to win the Super Bowl. They're going to waste it. And they're going to look back. And we, as sports fans, are going to look back on that decision as one of the great blunders potentially in the history of the National Football League. Is that hyperbole? Or could it be true? I think it can absolutely be true. So my question to everybody today, and this is one where I would like for you to participate on the show. You can call us at 310-840-4910, 310-840-4910, and we would love to take your submissions in the YouTube chat as well, youtube.com/@thekostos, @THEKOSTOS. What is the biggest blunder made by your favorite team? Doesn't have to be an NFL team. It could be a basketball, college, hockey, baseball. The biggest blunder made by your favorite team as it regards personnel. No shortage of choices as it regards that particular topic in the world of sports. 310-840-4910, youtube.com/@thekostos, THEKOSTOS. We'll take a quick break here on this Tuesday, and coming up next, we'll take a trip to Kenny's Corner. We got some great sound to play for everybody. Honestly, some like sound that you're going to have to hear to believe it, because some of it's so insane. So we'll get to Kenny's Corner, and I will tell everybody what I believe to be the biggest story emanating out of New England for the Patriots as they look to win another Super Bowl on this Tuesday. You bet. Westwood One Sports.